Hello, okay, hi. Welcome back to my eBay bench. Today is May 1st. April is officially over. And as it stands, 4 months into the year, April has turned out to be the most profitable month so far. So I started out slow. I thought we were going to be doing poorly. I was running some sales events on my eBay shop for the first 2 weeks of the month, and then I continued those sales, changed things up a little bit. My changed up my percentages off and the items that were listed for sale. And the second half of the month really took off for me. So I can't say for sure that this profitability was because of the sales, but I'm going to assume it was. So basically, January, February, and March, we earned about, approximately each one of those months, $3,365. So then for April, $4,457. So more than a full $1,000 over those other 3 months. So like I said, I can't be for sure if I can chalk it up to the discounts, but I'm going to assume that's the case. So I did a little bit of analysis of the sales, how things went, and this is what I've come up with. So between April 16th and April 30th, that's how long these last sales events were running. And these are going to be gross numbers. I don't have easy access to figure out the net profit on each of these sales without spending quite a bit of time on it. So I'm just going to look at the gross. So there were 84 sales in that 2-week period, which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but that's what it came down to, 84 sales. So that added up to a total, again, this is gross, $5,230.17. So of those 84 sales, 37 of them were from one of 3 sales events: a 10% off sale, a 20% off sale, and a 30% off sale. That was all based on how long these items had been in my store. So not quite half of all the sales for the month were discounted. So that's about 44% of the sales were discounted. So let's get a little bit deeper here. There was a 10% off sale. That was for items that had been listed in my store for between 30 and 90 days. So that was a total of 13 sales. That adds up to $414. Then there was a 20% off sale. That was for anything between 90 and 120 days. And then finally, there was a 30% off sale, and that was for anything that was 120 days in my shop and longer. So there were 17 sales for that. That added up to $803. So the largest number of sales was from that 30% off category, and the largest amount of money that came in was from that 30% off category. And those were my oldest items, things that I wanted to get out of my shop. So it tells me that even at 30% off, I can still make profit on these items and get stuff moving. And ideally, that means that, somebody sees something that's on sale, they pop into my shop and look at that item. Maybe they look at something else while they're there. So I'm going to just assume that sales were doing good, and this is a good system to keep using. So I've already started to implement some more sales for March. Again, I'm doing them in 2 weeks period, 2 weeks long. And this time I'm doing 4 categories. So I basically looked at my oldest item, how long the oldest item in my shop was, and then I divided that by 5. And so what I come up with is things that are less than 73 days in my shop will not get a discount. Those things I'm going to try to get the full price for them. So then 73 days to 146 days, this is just basically dividing the year by 5. because the oldest item in my shop is just about a year old now. There are older things, but I have ended and relisted some of those. So I'm just looking at 365 days divided by 5, and that gets you to 73 approximately. So anything that's 73 days old to 146 days old will be 10% off. Anything 147 days to 220 days will be 20% off. Anything 221 to 294, that's 30%. And then anything older than that, which I put in here, 295 to 1,000 is 40% off. I think that's only probably about 20 or 30 items that are that old. But if I can get those things out for 40% off, then I'll be recouping some of my investment, cleaning up my shop, and moving things along, and hopefully getting more sales in the meantime. So that's really what I've come up with, a plan for May. I implemented those 3 sales, and about 5 minutes later, I sold an item already, and it's like one of the oldest things I've had, and I'm still going to come out ahead on that at 40% off. So there's only 3 sales today, which I guess is fine. We need to take a little break after these last few days have been a little bit intense, trying to get everything packed. I've barely done any listing. I don't think I've listed anything. I have a lot of things scheduled, but I haven't scheduled any new listings this whole week at all probably since last Saturday or Sunday, because I only have so much time in the day to work on eBay, and I've been spending all of that time packing up packages. So hopefully this weekend we'll have plenty of time to get stuff listed and scheduled out through at least most of the way through May. We'll see how much energy I have. But I'm going to grab these 3 items and get them packed. I usually do packing. This is Thursday night. I usually wait on Thursdays to pack Friday morning because I don't work on Fridays. But tomorrow morning I have an appointment to get my car scheduled maintenance from the car. I'm not sure they're going to do an oil change or whatever. So I don't know how long that's going to take. These things usually take much longer than I expect them to. So I'll be there probably from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. I would guess. So I don't know what time I'm going to have to be packing orders and shipping them tomorrow. So I'm going to get that done tonight. I'm going to do a porch pickup like I would on normal days of the week. So I hope I'm just throwing out a lot of numbers, percentages, and dollar amounts. The point of it is that it looks like sales are useful, and I've done them in the past, but I've never really analyzed what was happening. So this time seems like this last couple of months has been pretty interesting for me, and I hope it's interesting for you too. So at the end of May, maybe like 2 weeks through May, we'll go through what the sales events for May are doing, and then we'll reconsider what we're going to do for the second half of May, and then we'll see, can we possibly beat April's profits? If we can, we're well on our way to making the $50,000 that I'm hoping to make this year, and we'll see if we can get there. Hopefully we can. So until then, we're going to just keep on listing, keep on packing, keep on shipping, and we're going to do some packing right now. So hang on. Okay, let's see how this goes. We're doing some I'm trying some experiments with the settings on this camera, so if this video looks weird, I apologize. Maybe it's going to look better. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell until you put it on the computer, and even then it's hard to tell. So okay, let's grab some of these items that we sold today. All right, H3. Put these things away while I'm walking by here. After last night's packing video, I did have a few sales while I was sleeping, and so I packed the things up that were in this crate this morning. I didn't bother to film. I usually don't film those morning packing sessions. They're just kind of filling in the things that came in overnight, and there hasn't been that many of those kind of sales. Okay. There was overnight sales lately, but I can't remember if I had 2 or 3 to pack up this morning. Maybe it was only 1, but it definitely boosted my April's numbers, my profits. Okay, this is a box of soap. Okay, LR4A. This is a book. It's called To Cage an Elephant. No, To Cage a God. There it is. This one I took an offer on, probably shouldn't have. And then finally, BR2 is in here. This is like, I've had this listed so long. BR2, I think it's right here, hopefully. Yeah, come on, come on. Okay, I need 2 hands. Well, I dropped them anyway. Okay, let's get these things packed. Okay, first things first. This is a little box of cactus soaps. Right here, these 3 different soaps. It's open, but obviously the soaps have never been used. There does seem to be good profit in the cosmetics section at the thrift store. Oh, here's a bunch of boxes I didn't know I had. Let's turn the light on. It's not much of a light, but it's what I've got. Okay, this will fit in here for sure. Yeah, so I couldn't find much information about these soaps. It's called Nopalaria. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, it's cactus-based soaps. I don't know what that really means. What is cactus soap? So this isn't a big seller, but not too bad. I think it's like $16 or $17. $16.24 plus shipping. I paid $3 for this at the Goodwill just in February. So just a couple of months ago. This needs a little more paper. So we should have a pretty short video tonight. We're just gonna get these three items together. I had was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I had like 11 packages to ship out, and a couple of them were more valuable than the others. There was the Radio Shack police scanner that was like over $300, and there was a box of books that was over $100. So I went ahead and left the cheaper things on the porch for my carrier to pick up, and then the other 2 things were very heavy as well, and I didn't want to leave that many packages for her to take and that many heavy packages. Plus the fact that they were pretty valuable, I didn't need to leave them sitting on the porch. Nopalera. I don't know. So I took those 2 expensive ones into the post office and had them scanned, which I don't do a whole lot. I usually do. I usually on Fridays and Saturdays I usually take a trip to my local post office, the closest one to my home, and then if I have to during the week, I go to 2 or 3 different post offices that are close to work. Ooh. This is going to AG, and this is 1073. So that's ready to go. So I took those heavy and expensive boxes in and had them and watched them get scanned so that I could be sure that they were going to get shipped where they're going. Okay, this box came back to me with a return in it. I might as well use it again. It's still in pretty good condition, I guess. Okay, this is a book I got at, I think I got this at Unique Thrift Store. It's called To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. And it is, I'm not sure what a Luma crate is. It's probably some subscription service, one of those like Loot Crate type services. This one is signed, and I think it's like a special edition with the sprayed edges, a fancy dust jacket, nice dyed top and bottom edges. This looks pretty. This spine looks pretty nice, or the edges of the pages. I got. I picked this up. I picked up 4 books that were Illuma Crate editions, special editions that were all signed, and none of them are exceptionally valuable, and this was probably the least valuable one. I paid up for these a little bit just because I like books. I like signed books, and I like fantasy science fiction. I thought they were probably each of them worth about $20 to $24 a piece. This one's a little less. I had it listed for $15.99, and I took an offer today of only $14. So I paid $6.40 for it, turning it into $14 is not a great deal. And I was questioning whether I should even take this offer, but then I'm just kind of in a selling mind frame now, like just make some kind of profit, keep things moving. It's better to sell something for a little bit of money now than to wait around and try to get a few dollars more for it in the future. That's my current selling thesis. You know, I think a lot of people talk about the fast nickel versus the slow dime. Obviously, there's more to it than that. There's a lot of things that go into selling besides just how much money are you going to make and how quickly. But right now, I'm just trying to move. You know what? What I forgot to do, we're going to do it right now. After I finish this box, is update the days of the week tally board with yesterday's sales. Yesterday was Wednesday. So this is a nice looking book. I'm sure somebody as a fan of that author is really going to appreciate it. For only, I'll probably make $5 profit on it, maybe $4. We'll see. So I'm just going to write book on here. And this is going to be pretty heavy, 3 pounds. And it's going to MV. Okay. All right, let's do that. Let's take a look at this spreadsheet and do that tally board while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to forget to do these. So we're in April. The last day of April. Whoops. So Tuesday we had 11 sales, then Wednesday 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? That's not bad. My average is like 5. Seems like it normally is around 5, so getting up to 8 is good. So let's put 8 on Wednesday on this board. This is where I'm tracking which day of the week gets the most number of sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Wednesday's still pretty low. That 11 that we got on Tuesday really jumped Tuesday up, and then we'll just keep doing this for the next few months and see where we get, see what kind of information we get. Okay, this was the one that came in. I just started the sale, and like literally 1 minute after I pressed start on it, this sale came in, and this might very well be the oldest item in my shop. Let's see if I can figure that out. This was listed in March of 2023. So more than 2 years it's been in the shop. I got this, I remember buying this at Unique and thinking, oh yeah, this is American Girl stuff. This is American Girl paper dolls. I think it's from 1990. American Girl stuff I thought was valuable. I didn't really know what I was doing when I purchased this. I didn't know what I was doing back then at that time. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing now, but I have a much better idea of what I'm doing than I did then. And this is still sealed brand new. I thought for sure this is going to be a big seller, but it took however many, more than 2 years to sell. It's pretty intense amount of time. Okay, what kind of box do I have for this? I'll use one of these and cut these flaps off. Yeah, I'll cut this down to size and then just put it inside here, fold it up and tape it. So I bought this for $4 in 2023, which seems like a lot in retrospect, considering I sold it for $13 today. So that would have been 40% off whatever price I had on it because it's so old with these new sales I'm running. Oh boy. There we go. Yeah, we bought a new car in November. My wife was ready for a new car for sure. We were thinking about holding off for maybe another year or at least a few months, but then all of the talk about tariffs and everything, it changed our mind, and we decided to go ahead and get one before the end of the year. So the new car came in late November or early December, something like that. And then yesterday I got a text from the dealership saying, it said, "We're sure you didn't forget, but this is just a friendly reminder to let you know you have a maintenance appointment tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And that was the very first time I ever heard of that. So apparently when you buy a new car, they automatically schedule service appointments without actually telling you. So I called them up and said, "What's going on with this? I don't know anything about an appointment." And yeah, he said, "Did you buy your car just about 6 months ago?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, it's a 6 month service, and they just schedule those automatically," which it's not a terrible idea, but you probably should tell your customers that you're doing that. Maybe give me more than 10 hours notice about this appointment. So anyway, I changed it till Friday. It was supposed to be this morning at 7 a.m., which, who has time on a Thursday morning to wait around while they're doing an oil change on your car? Not the last time, but one time recently when I was getting an oil change, I just brought a big bag of eBay stuff with me, and I just sat there listing it while they were working on the car, and I ran out of stuff to do before they finished. So they're not as quick as they used to be doing these oil changes. Okay, how big do you think this is? 13 by 10 by 1, and it's going to VG. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. My wife Jessica was making, speaking of very good, this is not very good. Example of Pineapple, our little dog, being a bad boy. She was making grilled cheese sandwiches for dinner and dropped half of one on the floor, and he snatched the whole thing up. And he's just a little guy. He can't eat that much of bread and cheese and butter and everything. So we struggled to get that out of his mouth, and he really did not want to let it go. He also has an issue, like anytime you give him any kind of bread, he pretty much pukes. Okay, I'm gonna just leave the camera running while we put these 3 packages into the eBay bulk listing tool. I've been cutting it off recently to try to keep these videos short, but we only have a couple of packages here and won't take long to do this. 13 by 10 by 9, only 9 ounces, ground advantage. As it says, $5.31. Let's put this into the spreadsheet. Samantha's paper dolls. Put it in there. Come on. So, took 2 years to make $8, $8.03 on that paper doll set. Okay, this book is 3 pounds, 0 ounces. This box is 13 by 11 by 3. Right now it says ground advantage. Let's see if I can switch it to media. It's $8.52 ground advantage and $6.13 media. This package is going to Missouri, it looks like. So this book earned $6.81. So not great, but whatever. We're just going to keep feeling positive about last month and not worry about this month just yet. It's only the first day. Okay, now this soap is only 14 ounces, pretty light, 10 by 7 by 3. UPS ground advantage is $5. USPS ground advantage is $5.65. Get that into our spreadsheet, and we have made $10.60 on that box. Let's quickly put in a sum here. Function sum. We're going to have made about $14. No, $25. So we're at $25.44 for today. It is later than usual. It's after 10 p.m. already, but the eBay day, the official business day ends at 2 a.m. So we do have plenty of time to get some more sales if they're going to come. I'm not going to hold my breath, but this tells me on the first day of May, our average sales, our average profit per day on the first day is $25.44, and our average profit per sale is $8.44. So yeah, let's hope that these numbers go up a little bit. We paid $17.09 on postage, and we're going to confirm this purchase and print these labels and get them stuck on these boxes, and then we'll be done for tonight. So let's do it. Print labels. Typically, the second I press print labels and I stack everything up and I start walking up the stairs, another sale comes in and I have to turn around and come back down and package up something else. But tonight, I'm going to be happy if that happens. I'm always happy if that happens, but sometimes it is a little annoying. Just when you finish one thing, another one comes up. Okay, that's done. Then MV. I think I just put that on the wrong. No, here it is, MV. And then finally the soap. This is going to AG. So thank you AG, thank you MV, and thank you VG. Very good. This was a very good sales day. $25. Well, I'll go and request a USPS pickup right now, and then we'll get these put on the porch tomorrow morning on the way to the car dealership. And that'll be it for tonight. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you again soon. Goodbye.